I don't know where it's coming from though, that's my concern.
Well, all of our stuff leaks oil, so maybe it's just leaking from the pit cart.
It's just the pit cart leaking oil.
It's just everything we own leaks oil from everywhere.
We're like the team of Pigpen.
No, you know why?
You're from Charlie Brown.
We're just out here trying to represent our oil sponsors. Why all of our stuff leaks.
All of our stuff is oily. All of our stuff's Mobil 1.
Yeah, everything's Mobil 1.
It's the speed juice. That's what happened.
Exactly.
Looking back at last week, it was an absolutely incredible day. Right out of the trailer, the car was in really, really good shape. She only ran a handful of laps in the very first practice, really comfortable with the car on the racetrack. Brought it in, we put it up, we checked things out, everything else looked really, really good. Spoke with Kendra and she says, you know what, Dad, let's not go back out in the second practice and wrench herself out of a decent handling car. So we waited for qualifying, and out in qualifying she went and had her best qualifying effort ever, ran some really good laps, broke into the 14-second timeline, which was fantastic for her, qualified 6th.
I got 6! I qualified 6!
Which gave her best start in the first feature and ran inside the top 5 for the entire race. I had the fortunate ability to run the 24X car. I was at the back of the pack and I certainly didn't even see her. They had checked out and ran inside the top 5. I heard she was making some passes for the 4th spot, ended up falling into the 5th spot, I believe, and with 4 laps to go, she got spun out. So one of those racing deals, but frustrating. She had to go to the back with the car that spun her out. She still managed a top 10 finish, managed to get back up to 8th in the 4 laps that we ran. So she drove by me pretty easily once I got up the racetrack, which was, you know, again, just a ton of fun racing with her. Didn't last very long for my end, but it was nice to see her out there and run side by side for a half a lap anyhow. And then drew pole position for the second feature. She drew number 1, started on the pole. The 3 car had the outside pole, and the 2 of them kind of checked out right off the hop. There was an early caution, they lined up again, and they did it again. And those 2 cars, Kendra and the 3 car, they checked out, and they ran just fantastic lap after fantastic lap, a pair of them. Kendra wound up with a 4th place finish, which was career best. Certainly confidence building for her, certainly confidence building for myself and the rest of the team that what we're doing is working. We're not making huge changes at this point in time. Kendra's that much more, I think, comfortable in the car, and she's getting that much more out of it lap after lap, week after week, and every single lap. So far more consistent than we've had in the past, which has been a key component to getting the results that we're getting the last few races. So really, really confidence building moving forward, and we're going to see what happens out tonight.
Oh, my leg.
Racetrack after leg day?
Yeah.
Get a feel for it. If you don't want to run like 1,000 laps, I'm good with that.
I'm probably just going to do a couple.
What?
Probably just going to do a few.
Good.
Last week went really amazing. We finished 4th, which is our best feature finish in 6 years now. So that's actually amazing, and our little teeny tiny team is super, super happy about that finish. We also had our best qualifying run, our best qualifying start, and just a great lap time, our best lap time in a late model. So that's really, really awesome.
Right over the wall, don't change.
It felt really good, actually. It was fast, and it felt a little bit tight, like a tiny bit tight in the center, and then coming off the corner, I got loose a few times, but I'm just trying out new things, and I'm really trying to get on the gas as early as possible, even if it's just a tiny bit. I'm on it before I'm even at the apex, so I'm pretty comfortable with the car now, and I know it'll hold, so really confident with what we have right now.
So you like liked it there in the first practice?
Yeah, it was a tiny bit right in the dead center.
Loose? Or sorry, tight? A little tight right in the middle?
Yeah, but I don't really know if I want to change it because like it wasn't bad and it was making me, like forcing me to take that better line.
Okay.
So like I kind of like it,
So we'll send it like that for qualifying?
Yeah.
Do you want to leave it up in the air until qualifying? Okay.
Yeah, she was quick and Mom said she got me to 14.94.
Get out.
Which is better than what I had last week in qualifying.
Which was your best lap ever, so
I'm just getting better.
That's good to see you down in the 14s there, especially in a practice, first session out.
And I already know when I'm around other people, I got so far away from Gord right on the initial start because I came in a 4 and I just spun my tires and I was like, we're only doing first practice again with a couple laps in first practice. And we feel really confident about the car. The car is quick and it's only a tiny bit tight in the center, but that actually allows me to hit a better line because I need to have a wider entrance. And I've been more comfortable in the car than I ever have been, and I'm starting to roll into the throttle before we even hit the apex. So I'm really happy about last week, and I'm really excited about what we can do this week.
Hey Kendra, what'd the water get to?
175-ish.
Did you have the fan on?
No.
No fan? You were only 175?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, my car sounded really loud at the beginning of the practice. Like I thought I was gonna blow my motor up.
What kind of sound?
It wasn't a bad sound, it was just really loud. Maybe it was just me, but
it's just
because
you're giving her.
Alone.
It's because you're giving her now.
Yeah, true. I was on the gas before the apex in both corners. Like just rolling. Like not hard,
no,
but like
starting to roll throttle.
Yeah.
And that allows you to get smoother because if you wait and then you hit it hard, then the car's going to kick sideways.
And it was allowing me to not be tight.
Set the car because it starts to free the car up.
Yeah.
So that right pedal can save you a lot of hassle with your hands and the steering wheel if you use it well. So do you think you're just more comfortable and confident driving it through? I think you are because it looks better. You're hitting better marks, better lines all the way through.
Yeah.
A couple of those wide entries into one.
Now.
You were definitely pulling away from the two cars that were behind you, the 69 and the 25.
That's good.
So you were gone. I'm happy with it. Let's do it.
There's an extra car here that I've never seen before. That 33 car. I'm not sure where that's from or who that is. And then Connor, the 4 cars back this week, and he wasn't here last weekend. So yeah, I think we got a couple extra cars here, so let's see how we do this week. 29.
29 for 2.
Thank you, thank you.
I won't say that racers are superstitious, but I am going to say that it worked really well last week. So first practice ran out. She ran a few more laps this week than she did last week, but she came in and said, Dad, the car feels really good, and we're going to leave it for second practice. We're not going to burn up the car. We're not going to burn up the tires. We're not going to wrench on anything. We're going to wait, head out and qualifying, group qualifying, and see what we get. And if we need to make a minor adjustment between qualifying and the feature, we'll do that. But for now, pretty much as it rolled off the racetrack last week, we did a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of bolt checking, ready to go for feature number 1 tonight, coming up soon. Let's go touch up your tire pressures for qualifying and get ready to go. Okay. Oh, look, they're already putting the car down. It's nice having some crew. We can just
you get fourth
we can just movie star. We can just movie star. Just saunter back slowly. Wait, let Richard finish before we get there.
Yeah, so true. Struggling.
When you went out for qualifying, were you good right out of the bat, or was it like the second and third and fourth lap in?
No, it was right out of the bat.
So you don't want me to bump up an air pressure or pound or 2 in each tire?
Yeah, do 2 pounds on the right sides, and then leave left.
I'll put 1 in the rights.
Okay.
Because they didn't go down that
When
much.
he asks you what you want, but then just decides for himself anyway.
When you pull back there, don't get that close to Danny. They're going to have to wave you around Danny. Here you go. And start taking. Go. Green now.
good car, good couple qualifying laps, good couple race or practice laps, good race.
Really comforting to see after a year and a half of qualifying really elude the 2 car. It seems to have come around the last couple of weeks. So you've settled in, you're hitting your marks better, you're hitting your stride, and you're putting down some really good marks against some really, really fast cars out there.
Even George came up to me and he was telling me, like, you're not going to run with better talent in limited late models than you are.
So,
7th in the number 2 Mobile 1 machine.
excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
It was my eyes making you go faster because I was going around.
Well, I got 6th last week, so.
Oh, so I slowed you
So
down.
you slowed me down. Yeah, that's okay. I'll allow it though. Yeah, that's okay. I think I got 14.98 or 14.89. Can't remember.
That's good. That's good.
Yes.
What's the track feel like with the dampness and that? Does it make any difference?
No, it felt pretty good. It was a little bit loose though, because like, I don't even know why. Probably just the tires are worn out.
Yeah.
But it's all good. And then last week it was perfect, but it was hotter. Now it's a little cooler, but
Yeah.
older tires now, so just a little bit loose, but she's still fast. So
Is that corner, is that one, this the first, what do you call this one at this end?
that's 1-2.
That's 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you do that one differently than you do? Yeah.
Yeah, they're so different.
Because you look like you nail this one good every time.
Yeah.
It looks like you're right on it. And then the other end, it looks like you're...
I always like try different stuff on that end because I never know. Like sometimes it feels better, and like I'm way better at 1-2, and then 3-4 I don't like go in as deep.
Oh, okay.
So, Kendra, what was your take? What was your take on the car? Would you like to make any changes between qualifying and first feature? You said it was a tiny bit snug?
No, loose.
Oh, a little loose? Okay.
Maybe just an air pressure adjustment.
Okay.
Could you put it? You put it up a pound, right?
I did. I'm dropping that pound out because I'll let the heat build up in the first couple of laps.
Can you drop it 2 pounds?
I will on the right rear. I'll take one out of the right front and one out of the right rear, which
Two
will
out of
tighten
the
up
right
the car.
rear.
Sorry, 2 out of the right rear. Tighten it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. The race went okay. I was really hoping for like a 5th place-ish finish. Unfortunately, we lost all of our brakes, which was really 2 thumbs down. We just couldn't get into the corner because we had no brakes, and then getting off, we were carrying so much speed through the corner. And mini stocks are awesome for that. You don't even need the brakes. Late models are another story, and to have those late models not slow down, set for the corner, and then go is a huge problem. So we kind of got messed up there, so having no brakes was a real problem for us.
Well, we just finished our first feature, and things went really well. She qualified very well, 7th out of the full field. Started 7th, again, some of the better starts that she's had the last couple of weeks. Qualifying's been doing really well. Started 7th, and lost a couple of spots on the initial start on the outside. The car just didn't get going well. Once the tire pressures built up, started running a little bit better, and she started making ground on the cars that kind of got past her and got away from her. Caught underneath the 25 car, almost made the pass, couldn't quite make the pass, and then the 25 car was able to power back. So really good side-by-side racing with her in the 25 car. They did last week and they did again this week. Clearly those cars are very evenly matched. Then they kind of spread out, and they ended up catching, actually, I think it was the 4th and 5th place car, if I'm not mistaken. They were running side by side and backing up, you know, and Kendra and the 25 were catching them. So there was a pretty good pack race in there, late race caution, and then a real shootout for the final finish there. She ended up finishing 7th. So held off, again, some really good challenges from behind, held off some really good challenges from beside. Really good racing. Kendra's getting obviously a lot more comfort and confidence behind her. mentioned that the brakes weren't feeling really good. She lost brakes towards the end of the feature. Now, we run long green flags here, 35 laps. You're hard on the brakes, hard on the brakes. It could tend to boil the brake fluid, or maybe something's just not working very well on the brake system. So, you know, just to check it, we took off all the tires, we bled through all of the brakes to cycle through some of the older brake fluid, which might be used up or have been boiled because of the temperatures. We added some new racing brake fluid to help reset the braking system. The pedal feels good. She said it feels a lot better than it did even, so maybe a little bit of air had got in there through some boiling of the brake fluid. And then when we put the tires back on, I gave that right rear a little wiggle, and it felt like the bearing might have come loose. So we took off the right rear hub, we tightened up the bearing, and we put it all back together just in time to head out on track.
You going first?
No. You want to go first?
No, go ahead. Ladies, you're right there.
I better pull one just because you guys did this to me.
8.
I'll take 8th, I guess. That's what I wanted anyway. What's going on in the center of the field now is fan appreciation. So everybody gets their hero cards, their cars out on the track, and everybody brings some kind of sweet or salty snack usually, and we hand that out to a lot of the kids and even some of the adults that come out and like to meet all of our drivers. So, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh yeah, so I don't have my Hans in here, but so there you go. What's that? There you go. You're welcome. Go.
First time here ever.
Awesome. How do you like it?
Do you like it? Can I get a picture of her? So what's your name?
My name's Kendra.
Kendra.
Are you cheering for me tonight? Give me a high five. Okay.
What we say?
Oh, you already have one. Where'd you get that from?
Trunk.
Oh.
Can we get a photo?
No problem. Yeah, for sure.
Could you show me?
Yeah.
Yay! Amazing. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
No problem. And then I can sign that for you too.
Thank you.
I am excited for the second race because hopefully we have a bit of a better car. We bled the brakes, so hopefully they're all good for the second feature. I'm going to start 8th on the outside. We're just going to roll around the top and see what we can get. So I am going to completely leave the setup we had in the car for the second race.
The temperature didn't drop off as much as I thought it might this evening, so it stayed a little closer to what we had a little earlier this afternoon, which was nice. We made a couple of minor adjustments to the car after the first feature. Kendra started 8th outside, fell back a little bit to start, which was okay. I mean, there was a little bit going on, tough to hold the spot, lost a couple of spots, and then settled in again and started hitting the marks. And once she started hitting the marks, started gaining ground yet again. So we've got a number of weeks on the set of tires we got on the car. We're going to look to maybe do a little bit of adjustment during the car on the car this week We got a couple of things we want to do, maybe work on the brakes. Again, the brakes seem to fade a little bit. Richard picked up some tips that, you know, maybe we need to cycle through the brake fluid a little quicker than we have been, which is always great to hear from our competitors. So we'll do a little bit of brake bleeding this week. We'll go over the chassis, tighten everything up, clean everything off, make a few minor adjustments, and try and come out next week, get even more speed out of it.
The second feature went all right. We actually, I think we gained a couple spots, lost a couple spots type of thing. We had a little rub-in and stuff with a couple of the people out there, nothing too big. But then unfortunately I actually hit the front straightaway wall really hard with the right front of my car. There's not a single mark on the car. I don't know how that happened, but I hit it pretty hard, and I was kind of babying the car after that just because I didn't want to push it to its limits after I went into turn one time and got absolutely sideways by myself and honestly thought I was going to spin my car out. So I saved it. There's going to be some cool footage of that on my in-car GoPro, hopefully. I guess I just sailed the car in really hot and kind of just got sideways. Yeah, it kind of just driver error, I guess. I kind of just wanted to get in there. I was on the outside and just kind of went in, and the car didn't stick the way I thought it was going to, and I got real sideways at the track. I think I actually saved that spot though. I don't think I ended up having to pass the 69 car, but we saved it. I'm really excited to see that GoPro footage, to be honest, and we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I think I just overdrove a little bit, but it happens all the time. And yeah, I mean, it was okay. We are on older tires, and with the built motor, it's hard to run older tires because you just burn them up so much quicker on the built motors with all that extra horsepower. So hopefully next week we'll come out with some new tires and we'll be faster than ever. Yeah, we kind of got held up in a train where everyone was kind of just getting underneath us, and unfortunately sometimes that happens, but we got to the bottom eventually, and then we kind of went, I'm pretty sure, green the whole way, so that was not bad, and I'm just glad that we came home in one piece, no problems, and we can do some work on the car this week to just get it a little bit better.
But another top 10 finish, finished 9th, started 8th, finished 9th overall. Car's in absolutely one piece, barely a tire mark on it. We've had some great racing here the last couple of weeks. We're running flag to flag in all of our features, which is just fantastic. Very few cautions, and if we do have a caution, it's usually for a single car spin or just a racing incident where a couple of cars might get together and spin out. So overall, real happy with the field of cars we got going on here. Great racing. Come on out, check it out, Sunset Speedway, Saturday night.
I definitely am getting more consistency in the car, and the confidence in myself is helping a lot. I think today a lot of our situation was we've been running in the hot weather recently, so when it's a little bit cooler out, we're not sure how we should start the car. My dad was telling me that I had anywhere between 8 and 12 car lengths on the people that were behind me, so I was kind of just riding it out. I think that was a bit of our situation today. I also was happy with the car all day. It hasn't been the best, but also a lot of people were on new tires today, so you can't compare old tires on a built motor to new tires on a crate. It's just never gonna work out for you. But I am happy with everything that we did today and everything that we did in the past 3 weeks. I think that me and my dad as a team are working a lot better together and are understanding each other and the car a lot more.